Hi, my name is William Hewitt, and on this speech, I wanted to account my first experience riding on an airplane and provide some information to help you if it is your first time. So, my first time on an airplane was going down to North Carolina to visit my friend Jace, who had previously lived here. At first, it took a lot of convincing of my mom to allow me to go, as it would any nervous parent. But finally, I was able to convince her by proving that I was responsible enough to go down there by airplane. So then came the planning phase. At first, going down there, I was very nervous and apprehensive about the airplane ride, or moreover, the navigation through the airport. I was afraid that my plane would get delayed or canceled or any of that matter, so I did heavy research on the topic of the procedures to go through an airport, best way to avoid delays, and that type of stuff until I was sure that I was knowledgeable enough to navigate my way through the airport without any issue. Then I purchased a ticket. The ticket was for December 28th at 9:30 a.m. Sorry about that motorcycle. I can't control that. Um, so I got that ticket for about $300, which was the normal price for airline tickets down there. Um, so after getting my airline ticket, then came the months of excitement as well as some leftover apprehension. I was still somewhat nervous about the cancellations and delays up until the day of going to the airport. I remember myself looking at the weather forecast for both here and North Carolina every single day, it seemed, and monitoring the weather patterns to make sure we wouldn't get a big snowstorm since this was during the winter. But I calmed my fears with that, knew that I couldn't control the weather, so then after months of waiting for this trip, it finally happened. I arrived at the airport at about 7 o'clock in the morning, which means I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to Newark, New Jersey. And the security line at the airport was relatively short. My dad walked me in up until before security, but then I was off by my own. I showed them my boarding pass and ID, and they waved me through, and it only took 5 minutes through the security line, guessing because it was so early in the morning. So then I waited for 2 hours until 9:30 until my plane took off. I waited in the cabin for about 15 or so minutes until the airplane started taxiing. I remember every time it went forward to taxi, I thought we were taking off, and I was like, oh, here it comes. Oh, here it comes. And then it finally came. I heard the engine starting to roar, and we started accelerating forward as if I was on the amusement park ride King of Ka, which is an amusement park in New Jersey as well. So we accelerated and straight up we went, straight up, which honestly surprised me, but not at the same time because I knew we had to get up to elevation. So while I was on that plane, I played a game for myself, kind of called Guess the City That's Below Me, and I think I was somewhat accurate about this. These cities I guessed that I saw were Raleigh, Greensboro, and Richmond, Virginia, which might have been accurate. I was not sure because there was no in-flight map, which is one thing that upset me on that, but it was fine. So after 2 hours and 15 minutes, we finally reached Charlotte Airport. It came out of nowhere. Like, we were flying over a lake, Lake Wylie in North and South Carolina, and thump, it landed. Um, it didn't scare me that much. It might have scared other people. But we landed, and I saw the huge Charlotte skyline on my right side. So there I was, and after leaving this airplane, which was not as chaotic as it may come out to be, I met my friend and his mom who had come to pick me up, and we rode to their house, which was 45 minutes away. In this speech, I hope this gave you some confidence and eased some apprehension if you were flying for the first time, as well as was an exciting speech for the final speech of the semester. Thank you very much for watching.